Hi guys, welcome to the Flow State Podcast. I'm your host Isabella Carosa, and it's Halloween. So Halloween weekend, I'm covering some of my favorite female horror movie directors because I think that the female perspective brings something really interesting to the art form of creating a horror film. I think that women generally have a different relationship with fear than men do because we're typically the prey in society and we're acutely aware of that fact. So when female artists choose to explore the topic of fear, their sensitivity tends to bring us something that strikes a chord on more level than just one. I notice a lot of women are always watching true crime. I just feel like watching our biggest fears play out on screen is cathartic and therapeutic. When horror movies are created from the female perspective, they bring the genre of horror to an entirely different level. So today I'm going to be covering Coralie Fargeats. I'm not French, but she's a French writer and director of the movie The Substance and Revenge. What makes this woman's work so amazing, I think, is the brutality. Not just using gore and gruesome body horror for the sake of shock value, but as another language to express the violent and dirty underbelly of the female experience. This woman genuinely does not pull any punches. The movie The Substance follows Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore. She is a star that is aging out of Hollywood. She gets fired from her network exercise show and finds an underground drug called The Substance, promising to...
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
I just heard something. This cast is fucking stacked. Dennis Quaid plays the sleazy TV producer guy named Harvey. She named him Harvey. She didn't have to do that. Coralie did that for us. And I think that this movie hit me really hard when it came out because I had literally just ordered... I went to the doctor and he didn't prescribe me Ozempic because I didn't weigh enough. So I ordered it off of this like sketchy website and then I injected it and then I broke out in hives all over my ass. And I'm a stripper, so my ass is like my second face. And I went to work and I was so nervous to like show this guy my ass. And I was like, hey, like when I take my clothes off and they're gonna be covered in hives. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. And that really changed my perspective. I'm like, wow, men really have no standards. It could have been anything on my ass. He didn't care. Anyway, so I was watching this movie from the perspective of a girl that ordered a black market drug and had a terrible allergic reaction. So needless to say, I fell in love with this movie. Margot Qualley kills it. I know that the point of this movie isn't to get a better skincare routine, but it made me get a better skincare routine. I think that it really hit every nail on the head, showing from the beginning of the movie the fear of not having control over your own circumstances due to just the sexist world we live in, and how she, the main character gave up everything for her career only to be, tossed aside. Do a great job at showing us. They keep reminding us throughout the movie that Margot Qualley's character and Demi Moore's character is the same person. They keep reminding us. And I think that is kind of commentary. There's one scene where Demi Moore is like making food. Margot Qualley is talking about Demi Moore, Elizabeth Sparkle, and she's like, oh yeah, basically saying like she's old. It kind of really reminds me of like, we've all been that girl when we were like 22. I know I was like, ew, like, talking to guys like, oh, like that girl's old, like putting other women down. And it just feels like the reminder that they are one kind of reminds me in real life how like when you put another woman down for her age, like that's just a mirror to you. Like, really bringing other women down is a mirror to your relationship with yourself. The women who are constantly, I see this a lot in stand-up, and I'm all for a joke. I make a lot of jokes bringing everybody down, but I think that, like, the women who use pick-me behavior to, like, knock other women down, kind of, you're just a mirror. That's like, anything you say about her is directed towards you as well. You make fun of a girl for looking old or looking fat. That's, you know, the objectification and the treatment that you are insecure about and will succumb to as well. So there's that scene that stuck out to me. Also, you know, I think that she touches on eating disorders really well in this movie. The binging that Elizabeth Sparkle does when she doesn't feel worthy of going outside unless she looks like Margot Qualley's character, Sue. And then you never see Sue eat. Sue only has a Diet Coke. That's the only thing you see her consume. Which, like, you know, been there, bitch. But yeah, I had nothing but tea today, and I am buzzing. I had nothing but tea and marijuana, and I am having a good day, honestly. But yeah, so Coralie, what else stuck out to me about this movie? How fucking dumb they make the next door neighbor look. Oh my god. That brings me pure joy when he knocks on her door. Like, the guy that is, like, stupidly confident talking to the hot girl, that the hot girl's just not into it. They made that character perfect. And my favorite is literally when literally me, my first day as a comedian versus me 4 years in. Men review this movie, and I think that they got the ending kind of wrong. I've seen a couple takes on the ending, like, oh, she becomes a monster because when women use too much plastic surgery, they can sometimes look like monsters. And I'm like, oh, are you fucking dumb? That's not the point of the end. The point of the end, when she becomes the monster, she finally falls in love with herself. She becomes everything that she feared. And when you become everything you fear, you know, for me, in my experience relating to this movie, I guess gaining weight was, like, really something that I, like, being 130 pounds was something that I feared when I was younger. And then when I gained weight, I was like, oh, but I'm still Isabella. And that's literally what this scene is showing us. She's like, no, they're all screaming when they see her. Obviously, it's like a satirical expression of this. But they're all screaming when they see her, and she's like, no, it's me, it's Elizabeth. It's always been, I'm Sue, I'm Elizabeth. I've always been, you know, enough. And who I am on the inside hasn't changed. But it really is like a depiction of how we do not value our inner world because society doesn't value our inner world as women. And the deterioration that it brings our lives and the self-destruction that it brings us is scary. So that's the first horror movie I'm gonna talk about. The second is Revenge. This was her first feature film. She had only done shorts before this. And if you see this and think that it's her first feature film, you're like, damn, this bitch is talented. Because Revenge is a rape revenge film. And this topic has this genre of movie has been really mainly explored by men, where they kind of get it all wrong. They overdo the rape scenes. They like make the rape scenes like try and make them hot. And it's like, no, I think that what Coralie did with this movie, I mean, I had to pause. A lot of people reviewing this movie were like, oh, it gets good when she starts getting revenge. I think it strikes a chord with me. The whole first half of the movie, seeing the way the men treat her, the suspense of their view of her, it just makes me really nauseous, and the way she expresses that through film, it's like this nausea. During the grape scene, I had to pause and walk out of the room because they didn't even show it happen, but you just hear her screams. You cannot create a grape revenge film and not make it as gruesome and nauseating as that film was. It needs to pull no punches if you're going to be talking about a subject of that level. And I think that Coralie approaching it from her perspective, it was perfection. I don't know, I'm just excited to see what else she's going to do. I think she's absolutely brilliant. I think that using the female experience as your muse for horror films is truly inspiring. I have a few other horror films coming up for the rest of the weekend that I'm going to be talking about, so don't forget to like and subscribe. This is my first time doing something like this, so maybe it wasn't great, but it's going to get better. Thank you so much.